Hey everybody, how's it going? So I'm gonna be making my week 4 predictions. It's a little early still if you ask me because injuries and stuff. Um, so I usually do it based on what I see every week, and I look at some stats. So that's how I try to do my picks. I think I went 11 rights and 4 wrong last week, so I think that was a pretty good week. So for this week, Green Bay is favored by 5.5. I believe the Eagles are getting Jaffrey back, so that's a good sign for them. I still don't think that will be enough to help them win in Green Bay. I mean, it's a must win. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's just Green Bay just took out 3 of the top defenses. If not for Dallas and Rams, and Bills, or even Patriots or Ravens, but they've taken out 3 tough competitions. 2 of them actually division, and I don't think like it's gonna be an easy game. But for those who like the Eagles, I mean, I just buy points if you're thinking they're gonna cover. But in my view, I just think it's a short week. Green Bay has been on a roll. They've been like they took out 3 of the top defenses, if you ask me. And Eagles are not gonna be. They're not fully. It's gonna be a tough game. I like Green Bay money line, even first half. I would take first half -3 because I've noticed the Eagles always start off their game really slow. If you guys noticed the last 3 weeks, they've always fallen behind in the first half. And against a Green Bay team that's really motivated, I think they will fall behind too in that game. So safe bet would be Green Bay money line or Green Bay first half. If you like Eagles, you know what, go with your guts, buy some points. It's my advice. I always give advices where I say, listen, if you believe something else, go with your guts. Do not let anyone else change your mentality, no matter how convincing they are. Because I've screwed up a lot like that. A lot. And, sorry, just gotta turn on my AC. It's pretty hot. Okay, so Sunday games. The first game is Atlanta against Tennessee. Now, Tennessee hasn't played since last Thursday's beating against Jacksonville. I don't trust Tennessee at all. That coaching staff looks horrible. The play calling is horrible. Atlanta is banged up, if you ask me. They just lost this Keen O'Neal, which is a big loss if you ask me. He's their safety. Wait a second. Did I see Calvin Ridley out too? So he's questionable. Damn, that's a big loss too. Tennessee doesn't have a bad defense. It's the offense and the coaching that's horrible. Atlanta hasn't done anything to prove me anything either. To be honest, this game could be a trap game if you ask me. But based on personnel on the offense, I like Atlanta. Defense, I like Tennessee. To be safe, you could buy points and go with Tennessee. But Atlanta at home should win. So I would go Atlanta money line. You could even take the spread. But that's a game I would stay away from if you're betting big. If you're betting big, I'll tell you in the end of the video like which games to actually take. But for now, I want to stay away, but I'm leaning towards Atlanta only because what I've seen from Tennessee. So yeah, this game brings back memories. Last year, I remember it was like I think week 16 or 15 when they played each other. Here, I think it shows here. Yeah, it was this game when they won 26-24, December 30. So I had Ravens spread, and I think it was 6.5, which is same thing right now, 7, and it was the only game left on my tickets. And believe it or not, guys, I would have got over, I would say $8.5 grand or $9 grand. and fucking Baker, and I think Njuko got the touchdown that made it a 2-point game, and that hurt. I'm still having nightmares about that game. Yeah, 8.5 grand I would have won. That game screwed me good last year. Still remember the day, December 30th, and I ended up going to the casino and losing another 5 grand. True story. Could ask any of my friends. What a day. Anyway, sorry, let's get back to the prediction. So Cleveland is 1-0 on the road. It is a division game. Baltimore just got taught a lesson in KC. They are at home. I mean, from what we have seen, I mean, anyone who's watching this video, from what we have seen from Cleveland, tell me, do they show you something that's going to be different this week? I don't think so, to be honest. Not against that defense. And that offense, if you ask me. And what is it? Cleveland is missing like 4 or 5 of their defensive guys, if I'm not mistaken. And I think Baltimore is going to take advantage of that. So I'm leaning towards Baltimore here. I just think 7 might be too much because it is a division game. And last year, I learned my lesson. So I would go Baltimore money line. I think it still pays decent. So if you go like Baltimore money line, Green Bay money line, those are decent so far. But yeah, the spread, it's tough, man. You just gotta. I would wait until Sunday, see who's in and out for the defense, because I know they were missing 4 or 5 guys on their defense last week, and their O-line is not that healthy either, if you ask me, or that good. Ravens defense will eat them. I will go Baltimore. Imagine it's another 2-point game. I will cry. So I will go money line or even Cleveland plus 10. Man, you could even take Baltimore minus 7. Just because what I've seen this last 3 weeks from Cleveland, I have zero faith in them. Zero. So that's all totally up to you guys, what you want to do. But money line is the safest bet. If you're a big bettor, I go money line with Green Bay mixed. Why not? All right, New England versus Buffalo. Okay. So Tom Brady is, I think, 30-3. Like, he has 30 wins and 3 losses in his lifetime against Buffalo since he's been in the NFL, and that's freaking crazy if you ask me. But there's a but, guys. Those were with different guys, if you need to know. And one of those guys was Edelman. One of those other guys was Gronk, who's not there. Look at this. They're banged up, man. They are banged up. Even he's questionable. I think 7 is a little too much, but it is New England, and I hate going against them. I hate it. Last year I learned my lesson in the playoffs going against them. I would have made so much money just betting on them, but I was just hard-headed. I had this vision, and I go with my guts. And my guts, most of the time, I'm good. I'm never good with guessing against New England. So that's a game I put it toward you guys. My head is screaming, take Buffalo spread or even by points, but watch New England just rape this team with nobody, just to prove how good they are. And it's possible. Tom Brady can make freaking a kid from the street look like freaking, I don't know, OBJ. This it's just, they're an animal, if you ask me. But I think it'll be closer than usual just because of all the team, like all the players they're missing. I would just buy the points to be safe if you're going Buffalo. Maybe 10.5 to be safe. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if Buffalo wins, honestly, just because how much injuries New England have. And they just lost their best guy, Edelman, Tom Brady's favorite guy. So, but Tom Brady could, like I said, can make anybody look like a freaking star. So it's totally up to you guys. That's your call for that game. My pick is Buffalo spread. I might be wrong. I might regret it, and I'll be like, there we go. I did it again to myself. Anyway, next. Oops. Sorry about that. So the next game is, I think, KC at Detroit. If I'm not mistaken, the home team has always won in this matchups. So I wouldn't be surprised for an upset. And Detroit looks actually really good. But who have they played so far? Let's look at their schedule. They played Arizona, which they almost lost, shockingly. They beat a Chargers team that's banged up. They beat a Philly team that's banged up. I mean, let's be honest. If Pat Mahomes can't beat this team, then he's not the real deal. But I think he will. He will easily, let's just say. The spread, what is it? 4.5? Oh, damn. It jumped. 7. That's a big spread. And so far, Casey hasn't covered a spread. They covered small spreads, just not big spreads. And I think 7 is too much. I guess at Detroit, that's really not playing that bad. And they have the momentum, unless Casey just pounds them early. And I think there'll be no comeback. If that happens, then yeah, Casey will cover. But if it's a close game, I think Detroit covers. So my safest bet is, as always, Casey money line, or even buy some points. Minus 2.5, 3. Yeah, that's a good play. I think Casey wins that game, even though the last few matches, whenever they played each other, the home team has won. I just don't see Casey losing, man. Come on, who does? I mean, if they do lose, then so be it. We bet on the best team. Boo-hoo. It won't happen every day. It's not baseball. So I will go with KC money line, or even the spread lower to like minus 3.5 or 2.5. But if you feel Detroit because of that home advantage, you can bet Detroit, but I wouldn't risk that. Oh, take the spread. The spread is pretty big if you ask me. You could add a couple points, maybe 10, 8.5 to cover. All right, next game, Houston versus Carolina. This is like I don't know, man. Like Panthers, they beat Arizona, and that was an easy call. I picked that without even Cam Newton, just because of their personnel. Excuse me. Let's see. Greg Olsen is questionable. Oh, that's not good news. I don't know, man. These games are usually close if you ask me, but the better team is Houston. They're at home. They're feeling good. They just beat the Chargers, and I do not think Panthers are healthier in my view than the Chargers are. I like spread is what, 4.5? Oh, it was 5.5, now 4.5. Damn. The public must like Panthers. Has anyone forgot they just beat Arizona? That's it. Like Houston has, like, what was it? The first game they played against New Orleans, and they played back and forth. They almost beat New Orleans. They beat the Chargers, and they beat who was the other team? Jacksonville, which is not a bad team. We just saw them beat Tennessee at home. It wasn't just a beating; they gave them a good beating too. I like Houston. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Houston money line. Could be close game, to be honest. Money line should be safe. You could go with Carolina, I guess, because a lot of people think Kyle Allen might be the next thing, but I don't. Houston's defense is actually good now. I mean, they're okay. The O-line is getting better, that's for sure. They're protecting Watson a little better from his favorite side, which is the right side. So I think I like Houston here. The spread is a little bit high. Money line should be safe. Should pay good, like 1.5 if I'm not mistaken. Spread, it all depends how Carolina's defense plays and how bad Houston's O-line play. But I don't see Houston losing this game. Nope. But if you feel otherwise, like I said, go with your guts. So I like Houston money line. The spread, I would go same thing, minus 2.5 to be safe, or even 2, minus 1.5. Yeah, go 1.5 to be safe. I've noticed Houston loses a lot or wins a lot of games by 2. That's a safe bet. The Colts against Oakland. I really like the Colts here at home. The crowd is going crazy for them. Oakland is not that great on the road. I don't even know what their record is in the last 10 games. It's pretty bad on the road. It is pretty late. Sorry, guys. My voice is a little deep. Um, what do I say? So I like the Colts money line for sure. The spread, I always like to buy points. That's just me, just to be safe in case it's closer than usual. I will go -3. It still should pay good. I just don't trust Oakland, and I don't know who would. I mean, yeah, there could be an upset, but it's very unlikely, man. Very unlikely. So yeah, Colts money line or -3 to be safe. If you feel Oakland, hell, feel free. But I always say make a small ticket what you feel, and then go with what could happen. Next, Chargers at Miami. Chargers for me, it's banged up. They're too banged up for me, honestly, and they should still win easily. They have overall way better, way better players, coaching, everything. I think Chargers win. Spread is a little high for me though. I mean, the heat still plays into hand, unless the weather is. I don't know what the weather is like. What is the weather like? It does not show. Oh, here we go. Thunderstorm. Well, that might play into Chargers' hand actually if it's cold. I mean, if it's wet, because it could get hot in Miami. Yeah, I like Chargers. If anything, make it a spread, like a touchdown. Buy points to a touchdown, but -7, just to be safe. I just have this feeling. I hope I'm wrong. Chargers should win easily. It's totally up to you guys, but the spread is a little high if you ask me. Chargers ain't Dallas or New England or Vikings. They're kind of banged up, but they should still win comfortably this game, I think. They should be, yeah, they should cover. They should, unless freaking Rivers get tired, because he tends to get tired. And this is a team that would actually rest players if they're up a couple touchdowns by fourth quarter. So it's up to you. I'll go with the touchdown to be safe. Next, we got Washington at Giants. So Daniel Jones had a game of his life last week against Tampa Bay, and Case Keenum had the worst game of his life last week. Well, I don't know if it was the worst of his life, but since I've seen him and paid attention to him since Minnesota days, I just don't know what I could trust off of the coaching or the system they have at Washington. The only thing is, Giants lost Barkley. That's the only thing that's kind of iffy. But Daniel Jones gives them hope. I think Giants take this. Giants should win. Yeah, I like Giants money line and spread. If you feel otherwise, you're welcome to go. And I also said in my old video, I had to see the Washington game against Denver, and they looked horrible. And I think that win against Tampa Bay, it's going to give Giants a lot of momentum. I just hope they don't get over cocky, but they shouldn't. It's a division game. I think they should win this. Yeah, Giants money line or spread, whatever you like. All right, Seahawks at Arizona. Man, that spread is beautiful. You know why it's -4.5? Because Seahawks lost to New Orleans, and because they don't usually do against Arizona. And I'm gonna tell you, they're gonna get out coach Arizona. They're gonna get smacked. Run away with the spread. If it doesn't happen, then we all know Seattle was just to hype the first 2 games. But I think Seahawks win this. If I would just take the money line to be safe, to be honest, because it's probably paying good. But you could take the spread too, no harms. Make it -3 to be safe, just in case. But money line is safe too. Tampa Bay, LA Rams. Yep, that was ought to happen. 9.5 after losing to the Giants. All right. For me, it's like Rams haven't been favored this high. Well, the last 3 weeks, which is we're just into 4th week. If you ask me, that's a little high for the spread. but they are healthy. They're really healthy. It's possible they cover. It just depends which Tampa Bay shows up. It's been like lose, win, lose. I don't think they're gonna win, but they could cover the spread. To be safe, honestly, have they played each other at all? The last time they played was 2016. Wow, it looks like Rams haven't lost at all. But that was the same thing I saw against Washington. See, the spread changed from 10.5 to 9.5. People are jumping on Tampa Bay to cover, and I think they will. They're going to be upset too about last game. 9.5 is a little high for me. I mean, Tampa could still get lots of touchdowns. How's their O-line? They could protect Winston. These are the games that should be easy to pick because you're like Rams, boom, defense, quarterback, players, like just all overall better than Tampa. It's just the coaching, that's the difference. That's the difference, is the coaching. The reason I say that is because, what's his name, Bruce Arians? He used to coach Arizona, and he knows LA Rams in and out. So, I could buy, like, if you want to be safe, buy points for Tampa. But you could always just go with LA Rams minus 4.5. So basically that's 2 field goals if you ask me, or a field goal and a safety. They should be able to cover that. Even this spread, I think they should cover. I don't know why I'm scared of Tampa. Because what I've seen the last 3 weeks, and I usually go by what I see the last 3 weeks. They've lost, they've won, they've lost. So what is the outcome this time? I don't think they're going to win, but I think they should be able to cover. So that's my prediction right there. I think they cover, just to be safe, by a few more points, or go LA Rams minus 4.5, or whatever you feel. That's what I predict, like advice always. Bears against Minnesota. So the defense played like they're supposed to, but come on, that was against the banged up Washington O-line. Are you joking me here? And they're favorite, so that's beautiful. I said that last week. I'm like, if Bears win, that's beautiful, because then they'll be favored. I like Minnesota here, even though second cousin could fuck me. Oh, sorry for mind my language. Yeah, I don't trust Kirk Cousin on the road, but this is a game they should win. If not win, cover. Go -7. +7 to be safe. But I think Minnesota covers or wins. I just don't trust the Bears. No, I don't. I mean, what is it? How many interceptions he had against Washington, Trubisky? Imagine Vikings defense. That almost made a comeback against Green Bay. Yeah, I like Minnesota here. It's a tough matchup, man, but I would stay away. But if I have my tickets, I would go with Minnesota, a few tickets, and then stay away the rest. Just my opinion. Okay, Denver versus Jacksonville. So I guess Gardner Minshew is the real deal, because everybody is just bragging about this guy. I mean, who has he beat? Tennessee? Come on, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna say he's a bad quarterback, but he's not great either. And they're playing in Denver. For me, altitude matters, especially for a kid like him. He's gonna feel it by halftime. He's gonna be tired out. Even that defense is gonna be tired out, if you ask me. No Ramsey, if I'm not mistaken, because he is supposedly sick. Oh, now it's back problem? Okay. Yeah, he's away. So the team, I mean, I don't think Denver is going to go 0-4. They need this win. The defense is going to play tough. Minshew will still have a great game. I think Denver should win easily. I mean, it's not going to be easily, but I think they should cover the spread. So I like Denver money line or spread. But if you feel Jacksonville because of the Gardner Minshew story, go for it. But if I could advise you, buy some points to be safe. Dallas at Saints. Dallas is favorite for a reason, because they're missing their quarterback, New Orleans Saints, Drew Brees. So Saints proved their defense is really good. So is Dallas's defense. Yeah, they played easier matchups, but guess what? That gives them momentum, confidence. And I just feel like Dak is just here to prove everyone wrong, like the way Tom Brady was. Oh, he doesn't have a great arm. Oh, he can't throw. Or he can't throw tight spots. Dude, if a person is a hard worker, he can achieve anything. And I think that's what Dak's personality is. He does not give up. He's a hard player. He's a hard worker. And I respect that. I respect that about a player. I love Dallas in this matchup. I don't care where they're playing. It will be a close game, but I think Dallas pulls through. It might even, don't be shocked if Dallas wins by 10, honestly. I just feel like they're a different team. The new offensive coordinator for Dallas knows what he's doing, even though he's a young guy. He's doing a great job, I think. So yeah, Dallas spread or money line, Denver spread or money line. Those are my picks. Up to you if you want to follow or not. It's just my advice. Seahawks money line or minus 2.5. Colts minus 2.5 or money line. Houston money line or minus 1.5. Chiefs money line or minus 2.5. Buffalo plus 10 to be safe, or New England money line. Ravens money line or minus 2.5. Atlanta money line or minus 2.5. Green Bay money line or first half money line or spread, which is I think minus 3 if I'm not mistaken. No, or minus 1.5 I think. I just think Eagles the last 3 weeks have started always slow in the first half, so I like Green Bay first half for sure, or money line for the whole game. Up to you. And last but not least, Monday night game. I really don't care about this game because both teams are 0-3. It could go either way, but Pittsburgh just has better personnel if you ask me. But Cincinnati will keep it interesting because they have covered on the road. I think they're 10-2 if I'm not mistaken, covering the spread on the road. It is a division game. It's gonna be a tight game if you ask me. Who do I like? You know what? I say buy some points, make it minus 8.5 Bengals or Pittsburgh money line. I just don't trust the spread too much, just because of what I've seen. Like, this kid is not ready, I think, yet. He's good, don't get me wrong. He might win this game too, but it's a division game and I wouldn't touch it. It's Monday night. I'll wait until whatever. If I don't do good from the 1 o'clock games, I'm gonna try to mix it with the 4 o'clock games if I do bet it. Even then I might not. That's a game I wouldn't touch, honestly. Two horrible teams. Yeah, those are my picks for this week, guys. I really wish you all luck. If anything changes, I won't post another video. If you have any questions or suggestions, please do leave a comment. Please do subscribe if you can. I'd really appreciate it. I don't ask for anything else. I'm new to YouTube, so I'm just getting used to this thing. Once I learn how to do more stuff, I will definitely keep it entertaining for you guys. Until then, good luck to all. Have a great day.